Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for today's video. It's about co-parenting, or what we call parallel parenting, with toxic, narcissistic, conflict people that and try to raise children with them. Before I start, please, if you could, consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell, let you know when more videos come out. And you can support what I'm doing here by voting up or down and telling me why down below. Ask questions. I'll try to answer everyone's questions. Thank you very much. So, co-parenting with a narcissistic parent. And if you haven't heard the term yet, people like to call it parallel parenting. Because you're not really co-parenting with a narcissist especially, right? The narcissist is like one of your children. They kind of parentified you typically. And they're not going to co-anything, coexist. You're not going to have a cooperation. You're not going to have co-parenting with a narcissist. Parallel parenting. So I want to go over some of the basics here for all of you. And I want to first start by saying I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what you've endured so far up till today. I'm sorry for a very difficult choice you're going to have to make. And I'm sorry for the future, for who knows how long this may continue. But hopefully I can offer some things for you to benefit you, to make this less stressful, because it is possible. Okay, and if you don't think so, find out, learn more, be more aware, study, ask questions, okay? Ask professionals, ask people who have been doing this, who've been through this. So a difficult, tough question you're presented with, now that you have children with a narcissist, is do we stay together or not? Do we get a divorce? Do we end the relationship if we're not married? It's a very difficult choice. It's one you have to make for yourself and your children. And the biggest thing I see over years of doing this is this kind of conflict of, do I stay together for the children? And man, I hear that so much. And I just think it's got to always be the wrong choice for the children and for you. But as the parent, it's up to you. And nobody needs to tell you what you should do or have to do or need to do. So let's go over this together. So stay together. Should we stay together in an abusive marriage or relationship for the children? I can never think of a good reason why. I've never heard one yet. And the biggest ones I hear of are money, right? He's got all the money, or she's going to take it all from me, and I won't have it. And then the other option is, right, end the relationship and lose custody of your children, shared time with the abuser. They'll have more ability to ruin your children's lives, stuff like this. It must be overwhelming choice to make. And if your children are very young, you're going to have to wait till they're 18, right? Typically, if not more. I've heard of more. I've heard of this continuing into the children's college years. I didn't know that until recently, a couple of years ago. It's a tough choice to make, and I hope that this video will help make it a little easier once you understand and learn. The reasons to end a relationship with a narcissist when you have children are merely amplified. So all the reasons that you should leave an abuser, a toxic relationship, marriage, divorce, all the reasons you have for that are even increased with children, okay? And I'm going to go over some of those things now. Your children learns what a mother and a father is, what a woman and a man, what a husband and a wife, what a relationship, a marriage, how to raise children, is learning all of this now as children. And they're learning from you. They're learning from you and your other parent, their other parent. Learning all of this. Staying together teaches them, and leaving will teach them so much. But staying together teaches them to stay together, to stay in bad relationships, to be unhealthy, to be codependent, to be abused, traumatized, exploited. Under any circumstances, stay together. Typically, that's what they'll end up doing. If mom and dad don't get healthy, if at least one of them doesn't, and end the relationship and show them what stability is and emotional wealth and health, if you don't show them that, they won't know that. So the best, mother or father is the healthiest, and I mean emotionally. And if you're in a toxic relationship now, you may not even have a clue what that is. And if you don't, your children will not. We are role models, we are teachers, and we have to teach our children what they need to know to survive and to navigate and manage through their own relationships as they go into adulthood. They only have you guys. And if one of them's narcissistic, they're going to rely on you. Their emotional development completely is up to you. So you become healthy so you can teach them how to do that. If you're in an emotionally abusive, neglectful, exploitative relationship now, you have a lot to learn so that you can teach your children. Because if you're doing this now, if you're in this now, your parents didn't teach you. And so you have to learn this material to pass it on, to teach them, to do the most important thing in our lives, have healthy relationships that grow, that are loving, that are functional for them, that add comfort to their lives, not stress. So the best mom and dad are healthy ones, and that's what we need. And you can never be healthy in an abusive, neglectful relationship. Never. I don't care if you gray rock and you're good at it and stuff like this, you're not getting what you need. And you are not healthy for it. And that's the example you are teaching your children. Okay? Now is the time to learn what healthy relationships look like, what they are. Now, not later, not when they're 18. Now. Each day that goes by without teaching them is a day lost that they may not develop, that they may not understand or learn. They're learning to do what you're doing. Children mimic, copy, even as children. What do you think they do as adults? They do what they know. They do what's familiar. They do what they were taught. And you're teaching them every day. So, ending the relationship. What does that consist of? What are some of the recommendations I can give? I'm going to go over those right now. Have a plan. So important. Have a plan. You know that narcissists are, abusive and nasty and exploitative. They can make up lies. They can make your life a living hell. Come up with a plan, okay? And have support, big time. And I don't mean just your family, just your friends. Hire it. We need a lawyer. With children involved, we need a lawyer, and we need to heal with a professional, a therapist, or something like it. And children need to be in therapy. So vitally important. During a divorce and split up when their parents are no longer together, children, and I'm one of them, I'm a child of divorced parents, toxic parents, sick, unhealthy. And children want to protect their parents. They want to stay loyal to both. Really important. Really, really important. And they may not tell you everything. And they are going to need to talk. And something I like to recommend is if we're talking about a toxic father, maybe get a male therapist. More, better, healthier male role models in their life. Why not start with a therapist? Okay? If the toxic parents of the mother, maybe a female therapist. Just a suggestion. Start having healthier, better role models and teachers in their lives. Okay? The courts, something you're going to learn if you don't know already, the courts don't recognize narcissistic abuse, trauma. They literally don't care. I know this from lots of examples and lots of trying with clients and in personal life. I didn't go through a divorce, but helping children that I've known and other families through stuff like this, people I know personally, and children's services in this country could care less about narcissistic abuse, about emotional neglect, about abusing you. They don't care. They don't care, and it can actually hurt you by keep saying it. They keep accusing the parent of this, trying to take away their rights and visitation rights. Another thing that courts in this country almost never do, is take parents away from the children, take children away from the parents. They don't want to do that almost under any circumstances. And I've heard some just crazy circumstances where a father is physically abusive, attacks the children in public with witnesses. So, literally, not don't do that, no, you're getting punished, just okay. I don't know what else you need to do. Put a gun to the children's head, or do you have to pull the trigger? I mean, it's awful. It's bad. And it's not that they don't know. Trust me. It's not that they haven't heard this or seen this or don't understand. They don't care. It does not fit into the legal system, the judicial system. Sometimes you'll have judges that understand this very well, just like any profession, good ones and bad ones. I've heard some good stories, and I've heard some horror stories. So it's good to know this. But you can find a lawyer who's seen this a million times who can help you. Professionals on your team to help you and your children. Okay? Plan, support, and document every little thing. When we document things, be as simple as a line or two of what happened, date and time stamp. Most important, emotional. How did it make you feel? We have thousands of emotions, and most of you guys aren't very good at expressing them or understanding them or even knowing how you feel or what they're called. This is all part of healing, and you need to heal. If you've been in a toxic, abusive relationship, you must heal and recover, okay, to be the best parent you can be. Let's not teach our children to just be abused or just isolate. Teach them to be socially functioning adults like you, okay? Date and time stamp, what happened, most important, emotions. Made me feel scared, anxious, depressed. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. My children were scared, crying all day, okay? Very, very important. And start getting professionals on your side. Let's start healing, let's start recovery. Let's help your children heal. Let them have an outlet, somewhere to express themselves where they feel safe doing that, where they're not telling on mom or dad, or telling to mom about dad, or telling to dad about mom. Children don't like that. So never speak poorly about their parent, about their narcissistic, nasty, disgusting, unhealthy, sick, abusive, toxic parent. We don't say anything bad about them to the child. And now we're teaching them respect. Now, as this process continues, they're going to rely on you, your children are going to rely on you to help them navigate through the relationship they're going to have with their toxic parent. Like I said, courts aren't going to split them up. Most likely, you're going to have shared time with them. You can only do what you can do, okay? You're not responsible for what the other parent does. You are not responsible for what the other parent does. You don't have control over that. And you definitely aren't going to control the courts. What the court says is how it goes. I don't know what else to tell you, but move to another country. And it may not be better. Maybe worse. So we never speak badly about the parent. And then I feel it's appropriate. This is just my opinion. And I understand many of you will have different opinions. And I can't wait. And I hope that all of you watching this that has any experience in this, good, bad, positive, negative, you've done it, you're doing it, you're gonna do it, can you comment down below and let other people read your experiences? Because I know all of you have a ton of other stuff to add to this. I'm going over the basics. But I truly believe that we need to help our children navigate through a toxic parent, the relationship they're going to have, the time that they're there, even the time they're not there and they call and stuff like this. We need to help them understand and learn how to navigate through that relationship. And I think at an appropriate age decided by the parent, it's okay to tell them what's wrong. Your father, your mother has a personality disorder. At age appropriate. That may be 12, might be 15. And I don't tell parents how to raise their kids. I just think that this is a good idea to do this. And I think it's appropriate at an age that you feel is appropriate. The parent, okay? Consider it. Explaining to them in a nice, caring, loving, understanding way. All right? We never speak badly about the parent, and we love our children unconditionally. No matter what they do, we still love them. Don't ever forget to do that. Even when you punish them, even when they hurt you, you can still love them all the time and let them know it and feel it. There is a way to do this with less stress, I promise. With less and less and less stress as possible. And the biggest thing is you healing and recovering from this relationship so it won't be as bad. It won't be as stressful. You can still communicate with them without it hurting you and stressing you out anymore in due time as you heal and recover. Best thing for you, best thing for your children. We heal, we recover, and we learn, and we have stability in raising our children, and we're consistency. Do not compete, because that's what the narcissist will try to do. Better toys, better holidays, better times, better looking, more money, more fun, more candy, more chocolate, more treats, more presents, bigger gifts. We don't compete because then you start telling the child, you start teaching the child that that's what is important, and it's not. What's important is how they feel, period. That's it. Not what they do, not what their dad does, not what you do. What's important is how they feel about it. Okay? Extremely, extremely important. That's all that matters, I think. Those are the basics. I'm very sorry once again for anybody who has to go through this. I've seen it. It's stressful as hell, but it can get better and better and better. You'll start to learn how to manage this easier and easier. As the narcissist has less and less control over you, less contact with you, such as only communicating via email, only. No texting, no phone calls, no showing up, none of it. No social media. You block them on all avenues. You're not allowed to. You come up with an agreement with the lawyer. Only emails. There's even apps now where both parents can communicate on that app. There's more than one. Co-parenting apps. It's great. They can't call you. You can't get, random texts throughout the day, questions, accusations. It's just all on the app. There's ways to make this a lot better. And it really does start with you, mom and dad. It really starts with you healing and recovering from this, and start learning what you need to learn for yourself to have healthy relationships, and then start having healthy relationships. Then you can teach your children what they don't know yet. Because if you don't know it, dad or mom doesn't know it, they don't know it. Okay? And that kind of neglect is a crime. It is. It's abuse. And I know you may not be aware of it, but now you are. Now you're aware of what your children need. They have emotional needs, and that's what they need more than anything in the world. And that's what makes them feel better. And that's what teaches them to always do that in their lives and for their own children, okay? This is a wake-up call. This is time for you to change your life for the good. You, mom and dad, are number one. You have to give yourself what you need before your children. That might sound crazy. You might disagree with me. That's okay. That's okay. But you need to give yourself what you need so you can take care of your children. And they can't wait till they're 18. They can't be in an unhealthy environment and learn what healthy is. You're setting an example. And life is tough and life is hard. And that's why we go with what we know, even if we don't agree with it, even if we don't like it, even if it felt bad for us. We'll raise our children the same way. Hopefully a little better. That's what people do. Okay? Again, I'm sorry. This is an awful situation. So stressful. It doesn't have to be, I promise. Don't do that to yourself. Let's go one step at a time. What's first? You are getting abused. It needs to stop. How do we stop it? End the relationship. File for divorce. Okay? You're not alone. Thousands and thousands of people are going through this, and you'll hear and see and read their comments and their experiences, and you're going to hire professionals who can be there for you and help you, okay? This is about healing and recovery for you, and it's necessary. It's mandatory. Mom and dad must be healthy, and if one is already unhealthy, it's all up to you. It's all up to you, okay? I think I went on enough. Probably things I've left out. There's way more things I can dive into. So if you guys have more specific questions about this, please ask me down below. I will answer them, okay? And read people's comments. Your guys' comments are great. You're going to see and hear, read all kinds of different things and advices and what they've tried and what hasn't worked and has worked. So I encourage all of you to give those experiences down there, and I thank you for them. All right, guys, love yourself first. Good luck. I'm sorry again, everyone, okay? There is hope. there is peace. There is less stress waiting for you, I promise. Okay? All right, love yourself first. Bye, guys. You can find me at daviddemars.com if you want coaching.